Well, hello. I am headed south on Highway 83 here, right beside Rice Lake, which when I mention a lake later, this isn't the one I'm talking about, I don't think. But we're about to turn off onto Highway 11, and if you travel, I don't know, about 3 miles on Highway 11, you get to meet one of my goal destinations. I have been watching ads for the Hague Store on Facebook for a while, and since I was in central North Dakota, I decided to take the trip down Highway 83 to Hague to see the store.
Welcome to Hague Grocery. I have some variety of luncheon meat things. My truck just came in today, so we have some of the hard salami. This is good, cut real thin, or maybe you like it a little thicker. When you're out in the field, put it in a little bag and it's something good to chew on. And then this time I decided to go with the bigger container. So if that's something that you're interested in, we do have that available. So anything I can help you with, if you're in a hurry, call me. I will slice up whatever you want and have it ready for you when you get here. So anything we can do for you, we're more than happy to help you. And thank you for shopping at Hague Grocery.
So Hague is a small town of about 70 people, very close to the Little Missouri River as it turns into Lake Oahe. And I had to visit. So we will get into the store. The store manager will not be on screen, and we'll see a surprise also. Streets don't look very paved except the main street. But we got a Hague Cafe here. I'm gonna turn here in a minute toward the grocery store, but we'll just walk a little further this way first. There's a channel I follow that watches for cats. So there, Joe and Nick, I've had my own cat sighting. I think we've pretty much run out of what's down this end of Main Street. I'm just curious to look in this building. Don't know what it is. Something hazardous in there. And we got a gas station down here at the end of Main Street. See a steeple over there, so we'll have to visit that church. Elevators, not the modern kind, or not the old kind, it's more modern. And here we have a very nice looking post office. Hague, North Dakota post office. Kind of an old-fashioned building. Cool. Got a little memorial here. And we have the Hague Grocery where I'm going to go next and hopefully meet some cool people. So don't worry.
What's that?
I always add the narration later, so don't worry. It won't be a dead silent video.
Okay.
So in talking to the manager, it's owned by a group and she is basically the only employee, although she does get some help on delivery day. There's lots of variety on the shelves. And the big thing is that she's there. Her advice to small town business owners is to be present, be there when customers are, and have predictable hours. Not trying to be bitter, but don't close at random just because there's something going on you want to go watch. Sorry, editorial comment about a local business. Anyway, Saturday morning is her busiest time, especially in the summer. She can't even do her other work because fishermen from the nearby Little Missouri River and Lake Oahe are coming in, as well as local people. So, yeah, a little business like this can absolutely make it in a town of about 70 people. And she has shown the way. So, thank you for letting me look around the store and poke into the very surprising variety on 2 aisles of the grocery store. So, got a little park here. was the old high school. I learned that the high school actually closed in 1982. I met an alumnus of the high school. There was also an old gym nearby that I just did not see. So, sorry I missed that. But just trying to imagine what this school was like in its heyday. And this was the high school. There was an elementary school elsewhere, I guess where the gym is. And just met some really neat people in Hague. Some very trusting people, as we're about to find out. But, I wouldn't trust this building enough to go inside it, I'll be honest. But 1982, it closed, and they're going to have their all-school reunion this summer here in a few weeks. So Hague got its first post office in 1902. I'm told that the town was officially founded in 1933, so the church you're about to see was built before the town was really a town. But no paved streets except for the main street. And, this church you're about to see is a surprise. I'm told that this church was built in 1929. It was actually built before the town, which had its... was it 1933 is when Hague was founded. I'm a little curious what this thing is. The brick looks new, but it's not. This is almost 100 years old. And the roof looks new, but it is. They put on a new slate roof. They've completely repointed all the bricks. That's what you have. We'll just back up here a little bit and get the whole thing. So this is the Church of St. Mary, and it was built in 1929. So there you go. And I'm curious about this, so this might be something to talk about in my own community. I'm going to build the suspense a little by starting in the basement of the church, but a local person who, I'll keep their identity anonymous, told me how to get into the church. Yes, it is locked. But just check out the amount of seating down here for a community of 70 people who I'm sure aren't all Catholic. There's a nice stage there for any kind of productions. I was curious about the kitchen when I saw the amount of seating down there, because my experience has been mostly in very small churches, and it did not disappoint. I kind of like the color of the counters, I'll be honest, but 5 stoves here and ovens. And up in this other room, which I think might have once been a dressing room for the stage, there's another stove and a washer and dryer. But just wait, there's more. But I would just love to know the size of the congregation for this church. How often do people come here? How often does this down here get filled up? There's just so many questions that I have. And very well maintained. This is actual footage of me going in, of course. Like I said, I had some help. Of course, it's a Catholic church, and quite an entryway. I will be honest. Oh yeah, I guess I went up to the bell tower first, because I was hoping I'd get a view of Hague from up there, but it's all stained glass, so no such luck. But there's a much older view of the church. I wonder if that's the old elementary behind it. I don't know. But anyway, that gives you a preview of coming attractions. But I just want to be clear, I am not Catholic. I was not raised Catholic. My family is not Catholic, unless you go back almost 100 years. So excuse my ignorance as we walk into the sanctuary of the church. So this is the first place I went, of course, into the sanctuary. And I was so surprised. I didn't say a word. I don't know what everything is in here because, as I said, I'm not Catholic.
Communal blight.
But I'll do my best. I looked up a few things. So the candles you always see in TV shows. These I know are oh yeah, look at the stained glass. Every one is a work of art. The amazing ceiling. I'm going to link to the Wikipedia article about the church, and it mentions the artist who painted that ceiling. Look at all the pews. Again, I'm curious how full it gets. But these are all Stations of the Cross. I'm not Catholic, so I don't know exactly what a Station of the Cross is or how it's used in the worship service, but that's what they are, and I from what I could understand, there's 12 of them. And I don't know what this little side room is. Could be a confessional booth, I don't know. And these are actually stencils that were recovered when they repaired the church. They found the original stencils, so they were able to restore them to the wall. And just look at this ornate statuary. I think that was about baptismal font. And this is one of the Stations of the Cross. See, it's something to do with the different stages as Jesus was crucified, but I don't know exactly what the stations are, or again, how they're used in the worship. I wasn't sure the Catholic rules on going onto the altar, so I didn't. But again, there's another one of those alcoves, and I think that's another way down to the basement. But just look at this incredible statuary. Just out here in this little town of 70 people. And somewhere along here I started looking at the ceiling more. Again, incredible artwork. So, you know, it makes me wonder as a teacher, you know, you're supposed to be paying attention to the sermon, or I think they call them homilies. But anyway, you're supposed to be paying attention to the worship service, but you've got all this going on, and the stained glass windows, and it just must be so difficult to pay attention. Oh, and I noticed a pipe organ. I had been thinking it'd be cool to go up on the balcony. I totally forgot about that as I explored the rest of the church, so I never did go up on the balcony. So that is either an office or it's the way to the balcony. I'm not sure which. But again, look at that statuary. I was so scared I'd bump something the whole time I was in there. So I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank all the people I talked to in Hague. I want to thank the person who let me get into the church and see that, because that wasn't even on my list. I was going down there to see the grocery store, and I found so much more. I found a small but thriving little community that's just off of Highway 83, and I have driven past it, well, not too many times because I don't drive Highway 83 very often, but I have driven past it, and very much worth visiting. Probably can't spend all day there, but worth visiting as you're on the way to somewhere else. Maybe if you go to visit the Lawrence Welk Museum in nearby Strasbourg, make a swing down to Hague. And my next video, which is where I'm headed right now, will be in Zeeland, North Dakota. So I want to thank you for watching. Talk to you later. We'll let the prairie roll by.